All right, we are live. Welcome to the Monday Night Live, everybody.
Buddy, welcome to the channel. Look at this. We got a full house. First time the Flip Flop Flipper is finally back in Puerto Rico in the studio
for a couple more hours
with my boys, Adon and Emmanuel. Full house here in the studio. You guys know Emmanuel from our Be Like Emmanuel videos where we tell you to join our Apex group. I want to tell you about Apex, you guys. If you haven't already joined us, you need to join. The price is about to go up. We're in Apex 2.0 at this point. And right now, it's $127 a month, and you can come and be a part of all of our master classes every Thursday. We allow you to bring your deals to us for the Shark Tank on Tuesdays. And yeah, if you don't join now, price is going to go up to $150 very, very soon. So join Apex. I think the link will be in the chat right now.
Boom.
Right now.
It's there.
Booyah.
Mike says go to $400 a month. Ooh, Mike, I like that idea.
I like your style, Mike. I knew that I liked that guy, Mike, for a reason.
Also, Mike knows that his price is locked in because he's already a member. So he's like, well, I should charge all the new people.
He's not worried about it.
Mike's been a member since it was like, what, $8 a month or something?
Yeah, I think so.
That's true.
I gotta say though, if we can continue to bring guest speakers like we did last week, that was a pretty damn valuable masterclass last week, didn't you guys think?
Yeah.
With Dave I thought it was spectacular. We've got 12 people watching right now. Did you guys come to see Dave Steck talk last Thursday? And man, if you guys weren't there, I feel bad because we weren't able to record it by Dave's request. It had proprietary information.
He's putting out top secret stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody does say it was really good, and I did get some texts like, "Oh, I missed it. I'm going to go in and watch the video," and I'm like, "Nope, not this time."
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
So you got to take it seriously when we send out messages. That
but you know,
this will not be recorded. So
after he gets it out there to his group, in a month or two, we'll invite him back and we'll have him do another portion of it.
If he'll do it.
Exactly. That's what I said.
He'll do it. I might have to twist his arm, but he'll do it.
You know how to twist his arm. You go, Dave, pretty please.
Just tell him. I just say, Dave, you're the smartest guy I know, and we need you.
Dave, I got this deal. And also, can you do this?
Yeah, Dave, I need you.
Our deal that we're doing with Dave tomorrow, Dad, I'm pretty sure we're not closing.
I didn't think we were.
The seller is still not gotten all their docs to the title, so we've got time.
Well, that's about par for the course. Where are we, in Puerto Rico?
Yeah. Seems like every deal we've done in Florida, too. We've had the same issue.
I know. We're still waiting on closing the Fairbanks deal. Man, we've been waiting on that all year.
Yeah, we spent that money, too. So we got to go make more money to then have that money to close again.
Oh, awesome. Good.
I know.
You see how that works, guys? We're real estate investors. So we got a pile of money that we're ready to go and do a deal with. Instead, we did two other deals first.
Yeah.
So now when that deal finally comes around, we're going to be magically without money, and then we'll figure that shit out.
Yeah, then we'll go get more money.
We'll go get more money. This is the great thing about being a real estate investor is that all you need is a great deal. We don't have to have the money.
Yeah.
100%.
Mike says always be broke. I like it.
Yes. Always be. Mike's a big proponent of spend everything and die broke or something like that. What is that book, Mike?
Yeah, the Die with Nothing.
Die with Nothing.
Yeah. I keep telling Mike I'm going to ban him from the community if he keeps talking to you about that stuff.
I saw something. I don't know who I was watching, but I was watching something that said at about, I think it was Graham Stephan. He said at about 42 years old, it no longer makes sense to continue to invest. You just need to start then spending the money. You should have invested up until you were 42. And then, so I think now it's just time to go have fun. I just turned 43.
Just remember.
Yeah, just recently.
All the money you put into the girls' college fund is a write-off.
That's right. So. Yep. Well,
Remember,
That means you can use it now.
keep putting it in there.
Well, you can always do more charity.
for that college fund is full.
That's right. Did we start
Um,
for the baby?
Yeah, they both have one. Yeah.
They do. Okay.
Yeah, you still we need to fix your check thing, but yeah.
I gave them money last year to start the college fund, and they sat on the check for 8 months, and then they think the money's going to be there. Well, come
No.
on.
No, that wasn't the thing. He makes the check out to College of America, and it's just like we're like, we can't deposit this thing. There's no such thing.
That's what
College
they're
of
doing.
America.
No, we told Garrett, and Garrett's like, no, he has to write you one. I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Oh man.
So
Well,
now
I'm
we
sure
gotta wait until you get the money for the
College is
deal.
overrated.
College is over.
College is way overrated.
Look at us.
That's true.
Guys, this is a question and answer show. If you're watching this, make sure you hit the like button, put a question in the chat. Anything real estate related, we can give you a good answer on. Any other questions, we'll answer, but they probably won't be that insightful. And
You
then
want to talk about setting up college funds for your kids? I think you should do that early.
Emmanuel Flagship has a question for you. He said, Emmanuel, the house I called you about is pending. 80,000 Guy Zazaguri. That's a tough one for me.
Maricao.
How do you say it?
Maricao.
No, how do you say
No, not
the
Maricao. The Zuriga.
Sorry.
And where is Maricao?
In the middle of fucking nowhere.
I think it's south, middle.
Is that a deal?
No.
He was looking at it to buy for himself, so it's not really a deal, but he wanted to buy something for himself.
And it's pending already.
It's pending already.
Bummer.
And I told him I didn't know anything about it.
I mean, guys, that here's the thing. If you're asking us to look at deals, we'll give you our fastest opinion. If you're buying something for yourself, you can't look at it as necessarily
if you're trying to live there, you're not buying it at the same way or in the same way that we look at things and the same offers we make.
I don't really.
I tell all my friends, you can either buy a really good deal or you can buy a house that you're very excited to live in.
Correct.
You're not going to get both. And now some people, they're okay living in a construction site and they want a really good deal and they're okay that it's going to take 4 years for their house to be super nice. And if that's what you want, then great.
Sounds like me.
Yeah, does it? Then not my mom, that's for sure. And then
Wait until you start destroying that house on the beach.
Your mom McKenna likes me to buy the very best house that we could possibly not afford. And then she wants to rip it apart and renovate it anyway. I'm on to her now. We're buying houses that need work regardless.
You know these games. So then also on the flip side, if you're someone who wants something move-in ready, super nice, you just got to accept you're not going to get a great deal, but you just pay the market price because you're the intended buyer for that kind of thing.
Well, and you get a great deal if you live in something for 10 years. So if you buy something that's going to be your home and you go live there long enough, it's going to be a great deal.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like a rental property. I was telling someone earlier today, we don't make a ton of money on the rental properties. Like even if we make 15% return on our money, that's not moving the needle a whole lot. But what happens is you have those things making that small amount of money for 5 or 10 years, and then the needle just goes way up and to the right because you've paid down what you owe, you've collected the rents along the way, and you've made some cash flow, but you get this magical appreciation that generally goes up and to the right if you hold on to something long enough.
Yeah.
So,
and we're in a pretty flat market right now, but it won't be flat forever.
That's right.
It will go back up. Probably, I'm giving it a year and a half, and I think prices are going to go up again. That's you heard it here first. McKenna's prediction.
Once the new Fed chair sits in, we'll see if anything starts moving.
Is the new Fed chair already in, or when does he start?
It's not in yet. I think Powell has until like summer.
Oh. And I don't know if that guy's hawkish or dovish. You probably follow that shit,
hawkish.
McKenna.
According
he's
to
hawkish.
According to our master class, he's hawkish.
Yeah.
which means he's not apt to probably be lowering rates. Right?
That is what it means, but I think he
Yeah,
agrees that the economy's slowing down too.
Yeah.
Right.
We're in a tough economic cycle if you're the Federal Reserve. We've got bad inflation numbers and we got bad employment numbers. They've got some tricky decisions to make.
Yeah, and
You know,
then we go bomb the shit out of people, and then things look
Yeah.
like they're inflationary, and yeah, it's tough time to be the head of the chair.
gas
what?
went up 80 cents this week here in Orlando.
Wow,
Holy
They need to
cow.
bomb daylight savings. That's what they need to
they
do.
need to get rid
Get
of that
rid of that
daylight
shit.
savings time thing. Yeah,
Terrible.
Nancy's got a
Right.
question.
I see Nancy's question. What are the consequences of buying a condo apartment when there's no master insurance for the building?
So the consequences are if a hurricane comes or something like that, there's major problems in the building, then the people have to come out of pocket instead of
Yeah.
doing insurance claims and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
you're going to get
But-
special assessment.
I'm also in favor of not having it because what happens is the HOA will find a way to make the money disappear and just fix nothing.
Yeah.
So, which is going on in my building now.
I think too, you can get your own insurance. So even though that there's no condo insurance for the entire building, I think you can get your insurance for your portion of the
should be able to.
building. And it may be more expensive because there's not an underlying policy, but I still think you could do it, Nancy. Also, the consequences should be that you pay less for that condo than if it did have everything set up. And so a lot of times what you'd be looking at is buying a condo there where there's not a real good homeowners association. And that's why there's not insurance, generally speaking.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then if the condo across the street that's got a solid HOA and has everything, all their ducks in a row, and they're taking care of stuff, that should be a far more expensive condominium. Yeah.
As long as you own the actual. As long as you own the actual condo, right? I don't think you should have any problems getting insurance for that particular one, right? Because it's not like 609, where like you can't divide them right now.
Yeah.
So if you buy one individually, then you can't put insurance because it's technically not yours, right? You know what I'm saying? It depends on what the building is.
I would also question how the building is
Exactly.
because
Yeah.
if the building is past a certain range, they also consider that like we can't insure anything in that.
Yeah.
So-
it's case by case.
But I
And
mean, most buildings in Puerto Rico are old. Like mine is from
Very
the
old.
70s.
Yeah.
I mean, they can be from the 70s and in great shape,
Yeah,
and it's
they'll
still going to
look at
be,
it sideways.
they're going to look at it sideways. Nancy, I think you should definitely talk to an insurance person before you buy that as well.
Yeah.
Do you guys buy land, Conte? What's Conte?
I don't know. Whatever you want it to be.
Continental.
It's like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Okay. we do buy land. It's not my favorite thing to do, but every once in a while.
Yeah, he
Oh,
doesn't like to do it. He has fucking 80 acres of land.
I accidentally run into something that's too good, and then I buy it, and then I hate myself for it afterwards because
If
That's
you're
not my business.
interested in the
I mean-
land, Robert has excellent parcels of land all
I do.
over the island.
but buying
really
land's
good.
not my investment thesis. That's,
And I
that's
don't-
not what I do.
I don't really know a lot of people who buy land as an investment right now. Maybe there are people who are developing, but it's not, the go-to investment spot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
On this island, for sure, it's not right. Like
Yeah,
and
like,
and
not
unless
really.
and until you start to see a whole bunch of new housing.
yeah,
built.
there's no development, so there's really no
Yeah.
reason to be buying land unless you're, building your own personal house or something.
I've heard for buying land. So I know you could do this in the States. I would imagine you could do the same thing here. There's websites where you could see where future projects are coming to,
Mhm.
and that's how you would buy land strategically, knowing this is coming here. So I'll buy it, hold it, and then eventually someone has to buy it for me because they're gonna build a road or they're gonna build something through it. That's what I've seen like people do in the States. I think you could do that here as well. I forget the website name, but I know that there is somewhere where it shows you all that. But I prefer buying land with with half a structure on it, because I know I could build a house then.
Or
You know.
land that's in front of the beach.
I would not want to buy land in front of the beach. Land in
Or
front of the
ocean
beach,
view, at
unless
least.
I'm buying in front of the beach that stretches all the way to the mountain,
Yeah.
and then I can build on the mountain. Then that makes sense, because building on the beach now is
It's
it's
tough.
such a uphill battle.
It is tough
Mhm.
for sure.
You
So-
want to be outside the maritime zone.
Yeah, and so
that's
the way that I
changing
would
too.
look at land is like this. If I bought 10 acres in
Culebra.
I bought 5 acres in Culebra. I bought 10 acres in
Lares?
Naguabo.
Oh yeah.
In Naguabo, 10
Yep.
acres of oceanfront land in Naguabo that I got 0% interest seller finance deal on with very little money out of pocket. And I did flip that and make $1 million. We did really well on that land. Then I bought 5 acres in Culebra that I thought I stole, and I still own 5 acres in Culebra that I probably got a great deal on, but I can't find a buyer. And then I
Yeah.
bought 45 acres in Lares that we bought really well, and we haven't been able to sell that either. So I don't love the land play, but that's just me. It's not part of my thesis. I only buy land when it's just like so stupidly cheap that I forget that I don't like to
it's
do it.
worth to take your Lattice deal and just go for it? Just develop it.
It's houses.
It's already there.
Yeah, but Adon, it's so easy for me to do a flip in Aguadilla or go with you and do a deal in Ponce or
Oh,
just find an
I'm with
existing
you.
house. It's so much easier for me to do that.
You
that
already
I
bought it. That's what I'm
yours.
saying. It's not like you're
You-
analyzing this deal. You bought it.
I bought it. And maybe one day someone's going to build 200 houses there.
He
It's
wakes up
not
every
gonna be
morning.
me.
He wakes up in there every morning, looks in the mirror. He's like, someone's gonna buy this land.
Yes.
Who?
Well,
I
guys,
don't know, because I'm not gonna call or tell anybody about it.
Pedro Cardona might be buying it.
Oh,
really,
fuck,
this
that's
is what you need a dedicated sales guy for. It's for the land in Culebra. It's that Lares land. It's the
Talk to
Green
Julio as
Monster. These projects you want to sell. I'm going to keep pushing you to go hire somebody that's in house. All they do is sell your shit.
He doesn't want to do that.
You need to. You need to.
I know. I do need to.
Yeah.
It's going to be big.
Make sure that she doesn't do below market rents. You know, doesn't try to just give away the stuff.
Ours went up 30 cents here in New Jersey.
yeah,
gas
prices
Gas
are
went up
crazy.
over the weekend, right? Like it went up 30 cents in 3 hours after we
Yeah.
heard that the Strait of Hormuz was going to close.
It went from like 70 something to like 90.
Yeah, but they're saying that the Strait of Hormuz is not necessarily doing the big effect.
Willie's the first one to realize we're back on island time, 5 p.m. It's 5 p.m. everywhere now because
Yep.
now it's
Just
5
the
p.m.
truth.
where McKenna is and 5 p.m. here. Adon and I argue every year, 2 times a year, about what time do we do this Monday Night Live.
Look, I'm just saying.
I believe that it's always been 5 p.m. Eastern
No,
and it's 6 p.m. Puerto Rico time sometimes.
it's been 5 p.m. Eastern the last year. Every time before that was good old Atlantic Standard.
When it was 5 p.m. Eastern time and it was 5 p.m. Puerto Rico time, that means it was 5 p.m. Eastern time. Then when it became 6 p.m.
No,
Puerto
no.
Rico time, it was still 5 p.m. Eastern time.
We do 5 p.m. wherever the camera's sitting at time.
Oh.
Sitting here on the island. So that's how that works.
Well,
But it's okay. It's all right.
we're back to your, now it's 5 p.m. again.
Until
You got your
December.
way. Congratulations.
I'll complain later.
And if anybody can do anything about this stupid daylight savings time, please do it. It really does it messes me up every time it happens. I hate it.
think I want to buy the 5 unit.
Which one? Ours?
Mm-hmm.
The one that we already own?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just fix it, finish it, because it's not moving. Same thing. We already have it. Why don't we just?
All right. Yeah. Now I could be. I'm all in on. You want to go fix up 5 units? Sure. I just don't want to go develop 200 houses.
I do want to do.
All right.
Develop 200 houses.
Put it in the chat. We own a 5 unit in Rio Piedras, right where Bad Bunny is investing right now. Should we renovate it or should we sell it? Who wants it? We would sell it for $350,000. It's a train wreck. It needs everything. It's on a great street, a really good street in Rio Piedras. Very, very close to the university. And it's probably worth $650,000 fixed up, maybe $750,000. $650 to $700, let's call it. And then a year from now, after the bunny does all his bad stuff, it'll be worth way more.
Yes.
All his bad stuff.
You
huh?
go, bad bunny, with your bad self. Yep.
Well, either we raise the money we need to finish it,
Yep.
which is what I was thinking, or we should buy it in a new group and just get it done.
I'm up for whatever.
I was trying to sell it to the contractor.
Which one? Oh, Eduardo?
Mm-hmm.
What'd he say?
He said nothing.
Oh.
And you would think the guy that could fix it. I'm gonna call him after this.
That's the value add property that we're talking about, Robert. Robert mentioned that was looking to offload a multifamily value add properties in Puerto Rico. Can you touch upon that? So Don's talking about it right now. We have these 5 units in Rio Piedras, and we have also an 11 unit building that I just took a contract on today. So that's one.
Oh,
listing.
I saw it
in
pending in Silo.
Boring Queen.
Sagrado.
Cayo Boring Queen.
Sagrado.
Yeah, near Cigar
I
Corazon.
saw it pending on Silo.
did it, huh?
575.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
Oh my
let's
god.
go, baby.
All right.
We're gonna eke out like a minuscule freaking profit, and all I had to do was sell it with seller financing for the rest of my freaking life. But oh well.
Oh,
575 we're getting. I don't know.
0% interest for 10 years.
that's a bad deal.
And yeah, you also have, so he's got a lot of properties. He's got Canoanas, Santa Rita, Cayañasco. He's got a lot of them. Arecibo.
I got 2 crappy houses.
I think I might have a buyer for
in
that, though.
Arecibo that we really. I mean, we don't need to sell it, but we need to sell it.
John wants it. John wants it.
John can have it.
He wants it. He's gonna sell it finance.
Great.
I know. He said he's gonna deal with it. So.
$8 a box of
He'll
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
He'll pay you $10 a month.
Wonderful. Let's
for
go.
30 years, and he'll be done.
When you leave the island,
Can we close this week? I need that chicken.
Hey, Willie wants to put those stuff up.
Yeah, Willie wants to list your stuff.
Yeah, Willie and I are talking about our portfolio, McKenna, and Willie. Yeah, we're
Good.
going to do something. I leave tomorrow. I'll be back on Sunday.
But now Willie wants 8%.
8%, Willie.
He does one deal,
Nah.
he kicks it out.
Nah,
He crushed it.
Now I want 20%.
nah.
You know what?
2.5.
If
Take earlier.
if we could find a realtor that wanted 8%, but they could go and get us 15% more than we were asking every single time, I would give them the 8%. Like, yeah, we're asking 275, but you get us 325, you get 8%.
I love it.
Willie, I'll be back on Sunday if you want to get together next week, and let's do something. All right, who else has got more questions?
Let's see. Flagship said he'd take that job also.
There you go.
Flagship, what? I know we've talked. Lewis, okay.
Lewis, forgot his last name, but his name is Lewis.
Let's not blast it on the interwebs here.
Oh yeah.
Freddie wants multifamily seller finance deals. If the numbers look right. The deal of the hour hands? What?
Freddie, didn't you have a multiple unit something in last week? You were trying to pawn off on one of us.
Freddie had one?
Freddie had a deal.
He had a deal.
He had like 8 units in the middle of somewhere.
Oh yeah?
And I wanted it. And he didn't reach out because he's not an Apex member, I think.
Oh no.
That's what happens. Deals just get stuck in the line because they just don't take the leap.
Yeah.
So good.
What a shame.
$127
I had
a month.
someone got mad at me because they couldn't get a hold of me, that they sent an email. And you know I don't check emails, so and
He
he's got my
doesn't
phone
check.
number.
He didn't check anything.
No, I answer the phone.
He literally does not check emails.
I do not.
I've seen emails come in and I'm like, why aren't you answering this thing? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
His email literally gave up on him.
I think actually Alan today was
I-
asking me about an email because and we're doing a deal tomorrow, and he's like, I sent you an email. Did you see it? I'm like,
I don't think he even
Did you
has
send
the
it
app.
to Dave? Because if you didn't send it to Dave, I'm not going to see it.
He doesn't even have the app on his phone. Like, come on.
I do have it on my phone. I just don't check it. But I answer the phone and I answer texts.
I owe Alan some paperwork too. We both owe Alan an email. Alan, if you're watching, I am working on it.
No,
but
I'm gonna see Alan tomorrow. I know there's some
good.
stuff.
Let him know that I
I
know that I owe him that stuff, but I'm working on it.
Yep.
Here's a good question. How would you approach getting seller financing in Puerto Rico? What is standard in terms of term and interest? It's a tough question because there really is no standard.
Yep.
Because it's very deal dependent. But we could tell you what we like to buy on and what we like to sell on. Hopefully that'll help. You want to take it from there?
My approach to seller financing is make the best possible deal first for me, and then I run the numbers to make sure, like, is this balanced enough to be accepted right away? So when I say is I want 0% financing, that's always my go-to.
Great place to start.
And then I want to give myself as much time as possible. So I'll start high. I'll start 10, 12 years. And then I use those 2 points to negotiate. And then I know Emmanuel doesn't like doing this, but I like negotiating the purchase price down first, and then coming up with the seller finance. Emmanuel likes saying, I'll give you $200,000 more than you want, but I need this, that, and whatever.
Here's the thing, right? I've made a lot of offers seller finance here, and again, like McKenna said, there's no standard for it, but people are used to doing it. They just call it something else. They call it here fiao, and like it's like, oh yeah, just pay me whenever and pay me here and then. That's obviously not how you're supposed to do it, but that's how people locally do it, right? They're used to doing it, but they don't call it anything, right? They don't call it with interest or with terms or whatever, right? Usually, if you want a rule of thumb, usually 7 years is a good time to have. Usually at that time you have time to refi or to buy whoever out because you have enough equity in the property. Usually you want to do 0% interest. When I negotiate, I just don't mention interest and act like there's no interest in it. If they mention interest, usually they'll want 5, 6, 7. I've heard 3. I've heard 2. You know, I haven't heard too crazy of numbers, right? It's usually okay numbers, like mortgage numbers, right? And payments, it just really depends on what you want to negotiate, right? Terms and payment is really depending on what you want and what your need is, right? If you want, I've been looking for finance to buy to live in personally, so I'm more flexible on what I'm able to pay as opposed if I'm looking to buy something that I want to cash flow, right? So really, it's very depending on what the deal is, multifamily, single family, area, all that, right?
As a guy who has done both, bought things with seller financing on the island of Puerto Rico and sold things with seller financing on the island of Puerto Rico, the way that I do it, depending on if I'm a buyer or a seller, completely different. So if I'm the buyer, then I do what Emmanuel says. I'm a combination of Adon and Emmanuel. I want to negotiate price first, get to the best price I can get. And then if that price is still way above what I think I could pay all cash, then I'll switch to a seller financing. So I'll go back to the piece of land I had in Naguabo. They were asking $1 million and I offered them $500,000 cash. And then they came back at 800,000 and I went up to 550. And then they told me this, $750,000 is our bottom line. That's the least we will take. And so I said, okay, now I don't want to pay $750,000 cash, but what I'll do is I'll give you $75,000 down and the rest of the money and this was a 0% offer, 0% interest offer. I don't remember what the payments were, but I set it up so that there was a payment schedule that was 0% interest. And I gave them their 750 with 75. I think we ended up with 150 down. And so I financed $600,000 at 0% interest. and I had a few years before I had to pay them off. So I was making payments every month, and then I had a balloon, and then I sold the property for 1 point something million with seller financing, and I got $200,000 down and 9% interest. So what I'm saying is, when I'm buying, I want to give the longest term possible at the lowest interest rate that I could possibly get. The best price, longest term, lowest interest rate. When I'm buying, I'm often starting at a 0% interest rate, and I'm willing to pay whatever makes sense. And if someone comes up and wants an interest rate, then I might come down in my price. If someone wants more money down, then I might come down on my monthly payment. So you have multiple places to negotiate when you are buying a property with seller financing. When I'm selling, I want the shortest term that I can possibly get and the highest interest rate that I can get and the best price that I can get. So again, we're always negotiating price, we're negotiating interest, and we're negotiating terms. And depending on whether or not you're the seller or the buyer, you have different goals in mind. But either way, I love to buy things with seller financing, and I love to sell things with seller financing. So, and there is absolutely not anything close to a standard at all. It is all negotiated.
Build your own.
Something that I do in the States often is, just like a manual, I pay over market value in order to get low to no interest for a long time. Because mathematically, over time, it works out to be a better deal for me.
Exactly.
But it takes time, and it needs to be, it's a long-term deal.
And that's kind of something I do here too, because it's not such a common thing for people. So it'll be like, oh, you're offering me more than I'm asking. Wow, that's incredible, right? And it'll catch their eye usually on the offer, and it'll at least make them think about it, right? And maybe they'll come back. I've had people say, no, I don't want you to offer me more. I want what I'm asking. Okay, fine, let's do that. Or they'll say, yeah, perfect, or they'll ask me for more. It really depends, right? There's no there's no perfect strategy. Just gotta go at it with your goal in mind, right?
I think a really good example, McKenna, about what you just said is, we bought that 13-unit apartment building in Connecticut last year. They were asking 1.95. We ended up paying 2.1, but on the 2.1, we put $200,000 down. So we financed $1.9 million at 0% interest for 12 years.
Yeah.
So the seller got a premium. They were asking 1.95. No one was ever going to pay them 1.95, but we paid them $2.1 million because they gave us 12 years at 0% to pay it off. And how that looks is, it's got rents coming in of $20,000 a month, and we negotiated $6,000 a month payments for the next 12 years, and then a balloon payment on whatever's left over. So every month we get that $20,000 comes into our bank account, $6,000 goes to the seller, and we get the difference, right? We have other costs, taxes, insurance, and management fees. And our return on the $200,000 that we've got out of pocket is astronomical, right? Let's say we net $7,000 or $8,000 a month of positive cash flow on $200,000. That could be $75,000, $80,000 a year on a $200,000 investment, even with some capex. Let's say we're all in for $350.
And man, we had freaking capex this winter.
Yeah, what happened with the pipe? You guys fixed the pipe?
Damn, do you know that when the freaking snow comes, things freeze and start to break, and you've got to shovel that shit all the time? Like, what a nightmare. Crazy. I didn't think about that. So we did. How much was the pipe? I don't know. How much was the pipe? We have 11 furnaces.
The pipe wasn't bad, but we've got a boiler issue that we're
11 boilers. 11 boilers.
Yeah. If we can't fix the boiler issue, it's going to be like $5,000 or $6,000 a boiler, and there's 11.
Yeah. All 11?
Not at the same time, but there's apparently they're all the same type, and they all are breaking.
Oh my god!
So we're gonna go one at a time, and any that we take out, we're gonna take for parts and try and keep the other ones going.
We're praying for spring. We're like, please get warm.
And you guys
we're working as best
bad
we
winter,
can.
yeah.
Yeah.
What about So how many of these units are rented?
All of them.
All of
So
them.
you have to. I was gonna say you start with
Yeah.
the ones that
We're
are rented.
we're 100% rented.
Yeah,
We are
any
evicting
options.
someone, right?
We are evicting someone.
We got one guy's not paying, so we're evicting them. But the rest of them are in there and paying. But anyway, that's how that worked, right? So for us, we got an incredible terms, even though we overpaid slightly. Like we couldn't possibly pay $2.1 million for it cash. It probably appraises today for 1.8 million, maybe, right?
I think so. Yeah,
But in 12 years, it's likely going to be worth 3 million. Rents will go up over time, and our what's our balloon in 12 years? 600,000 or 700,000?
900,000.
900,000. So in 12 years, we're going to have a balloon payment of $900,000. The difference is going to be paid to the seller from our renters. So it's a phenomenal deal for us as people who like to own things for a really long period of time. We'll make some cash flow along the way. And it's a really good deal for the seller too, because he doesn't have to worry about fixing 11 boilers and evicting this person. He got a couple $100,000 down, which helps him a lot. And he still gets that monthly income every month of $6,000 a month. So, and he locked in a really nice premium, a premium probably of, more than 10% more than it's actually worth.
Yeah.
But by doing that, we got incredible terms.
Yeah. So, your approach is also depending on who you're talking to, right? Are you talking to a fellow investor? Are you talking to a regular homeowner? Are you talking to someone who is wealthy and doesn't really need the money, right? Are you talking to someone who needs to sell because they have a lot of debt? Whatever it is, that's really depending on what your offer is going to be. So keep that in mind when you're, trying to structure an offer.
Man, I heard something brilliant the other day from my doctor. He bought a property with seller financing where he bought it for $250,000. And the seller was a rich older person. And the rich older person didn't really need $250,000. And so what my guy did was he said, listen, I'm going to give you $500,000 tax-free. And here's how he did it. He bought the guy a $500,000 life insurance policy that names his estate as the beneficiary. And my guy, the doctor, pays for the insurance policy until the guy dies. When he dies, his estate now gets $500,000 for the thing that he was going to sell for $250,000. And what a brilliant move, because now the doctor, he's only out of pocket whatever it costs to pay for that insurance policy.
Oh.
I mean, I was like, wow.
Okay.
I think that I'm creative sometimes. That's creative, right?
Yeah, what a deal.
That was a hell of a deal. And so depending on who you're talking to, you can structure things like this. Like he found out that the guy had just sold his company for like $25 million. So $250,000 to this guy who just sold it was nothing, right? And so his idea was, look, I don't want to give you $250,000. You'll have to pay tax on it. It's a pain in the ass. Let me give you $500,000 tax-free upon your death.
Wow.
I want to do it. You want to try and somebody go out and find some old rich person that needs to sell something.
I feel like we could set up an ad or two. We could get inbound leads. That's a heck of a deal.
It was a hell of an idea, right? You got that one's free.
Yeah.
That one's free. The next one's going to cost you, but that one you get right here on the Monday Night Live for free. Not my idea, but when I hear them, I bring them to you. I thought that was brilliant.
I'm kind of shocked. How long do you think that guy has to live?
I don't know, but let's say he lives 15 years and you got a $500,000 policy that's costing you, let's say it's costing $10,000 a year over the next 15 years. Then he'll be out of pocket $150,000.
Yeah.
Over the next 15 years. It doesn't really matter how long the guy lives. He almost can't make a bad deal there. I mean, unless the insurance policy just costs so freaking much money, but
yeah.
what could a $500,000 insurance policy cost? I guess they can be pretty expensive if you're old and sickly. You're
Yeah,
about
if
to
you're
die.
dying in 6 months, they probably cost like 450 grand.
Yeah. Well, that would be bad.
That would be bad. But I feel like there's other ways that you can get around. Like you could do multiple small policies, or I don't know. I feel like you could do some weird things. And we need someone who really understands insurance. That is very interesting, though.
That was a pretty brilliant idea, right?
Yeah. Man, there's some smart people out there, guys.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Most doctors are smart. Just ask them.
Yep.
They'll tell you.
They'll tell you.
I'll tell you.
No, but this guy's pretty sharp. I like him. All right, no more questions?
Yeah, let's see what
Yeah.
else we got in here. We've got a few questions. I've been doing a bad job. And they're talking about Cape Coral in the comments. They were buying land 20 years ago. James says, by the time I'm ready to join Apex, it's going to be $500 a month.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
James, just join now because you will save money in the long run. The price will keep going
You
up.
lock in the
You
price,
add
yeah.
More value.
You know
but-
what, though? $127 a month. You come to a masterclass like we had last week.
You
and
get your money
you
for it.
get the State of the Union from a guy like Dave Steck. Dude, that's worth the price of admission for the entire year. And believe me, it is, because Dave didn't let us record it because he's about to go give the State of the Union to his group where they pay him like $100,000 a year to be in the room, and we got it for free.
Yeah, I would say, what's it worth to you? Listen, getting good advice from a billionaire.
It's worth a lot.
Yeah.
It's worth a lot.
That's how I would say that.
I mean, I saw the guy last year talk somewhere, and now I've
We
done
both saw him on the proof.
and now I've done a deal with him, 2 deals with him, doing a mastermind with him. So putting yourself in the room with people is just a super valuable investment.
Yep.
So plus the Apex group comes with no contracts, right? It's easy. You come in,
Whatever you want.
check out a master class, hang out with us for a month or 2 or 10. You decide and leave when you want. What's better than that?
What's
And what
better-
if you could?
I'm gonna-
What if you could buy a house because you spend $127 a month?
Yeah.
And how many people have bought
How many
houses?
people have actually done that?
I mean, guys, we're doing deals inside of our Apex group every single
Every
month,
week.
every single week. Yeah, we have funders, we have finders, we have operators. We've got the whole smorgasbord. We got the whole buffet.
Yeah, and you were saying it in one of the interviews from today. It's like we don't even know how many more deals. We know surface level.
Yeah.
But we really have to deep dive on how many people have done, because it's a lot. Every
Yeah.
time we find out, you're like, oh, you're doing a deal with.
What were you discovering deals in the interviews today?
Yeah.
Every week I talk to someone who's like, oh yeah, I partnered with so and so in Apex. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that you did that deal or that you partnered with that
Yeah.
person. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been good to know.
I mean, we should try and figure out a way to know that stuff. I know the deals we do.
We
I
gotta
know
get
the
a
deals
cowbell.
Emmanuel does, or the deals Adon does, but you know, outside of that, the
Gotta get a
deals that are
cowbell.
happening, we don't know.
Get people excited.
Where are we going to get a cowbell?
I don't know. We gotta go get a cow.
We need a cowbell.
Like, you're not gonna know what everyone's doing.
And the bigger the group gets, the more the deals happen. So
If we can identify 200 deals, would you go bull riding?
I'll go bull riding just to go bull riding. I mean, I want a little bull that I can put my feet on the
No. We gotta get you the
I want a little
real
a
serious
little
guy.
bull.
You do the real deal.
A little. I'll ride the
Oh.
fake bull inside of the
Even
bar.
better. No, even better. You ever seen these pony competitions, but aren't with real ponies? They're with like a little broomstick and a pony head.
The hobby horse. You're
All
talking
right,
about
The
the
hobby horse.
I'll
We
ride. I can do that.
For 200 deals, we can get you riding a hobby horse
I'll ride a hobby.
with pink cowboy boots.
Why not? I'll wear a
would
pink
be
cowboy.
You heard
boots
it here
and a-
first.
and a pink cowboy hat, and yell "Yeehaw!"
And then
And have you singing Pink Pony Club too?
when you beat all those little girls, leave them crying.
This is a good question for Willie. Maybe what square foot rates are we seeing in Aguada?
So what you can do for something, so for a question like this, I can't tell you off the top of my head.
20-minute walk from the beach.
Square foot on any specific city, but you can do your own research and go on Zillow. It's free, and just look around where you're trying to buy at. Just look at what stuff is selling and what stuff has sold for, and you can kind of get an idea on, what are you asking for renovation, or are you asking for like what prices should be? I'm not 100%.
I think he's asking for sales comps. I take this question, and this is always tough when we're having to read into the question, but I assume he's talking about sales comps.
I think speaking of Willie, he was looking at deals, I think in Aguada and Atillo and stuff like that, and things that are close to the beach. In the 200s, broken,
200,000 for a distressed property. 200 a square foot?
No,
No.
200,000.
200,000 for a
Whatever.
1,000 square foot house.
This we can't do much here. It's like what's the square footage of the house? What's the this question's really vague. But I could tell you what we've been seeing is like 200,000.
Well, and we could also tell.
In fact, I made an offer on a house that Willie made an offer on.
Yeah.
He went to go see it. They want like 190. He went week 1 to go see it. He came back week 2, the roof fell off, and they still want 190. I went and made an offer of 10 grand. And then the lady's like, "Why did you make such a low offer?" I'm like, "Well, because the roof fell off."
Yeah, there's no roof.
What do you want me to do? Give you 190 for a lot?
Well, look.
I would say that recently we flipped a house. Willie, who's a part of our Rainmakers group and in the Apex group, sold it for us, cash deal, renovated, fully renovated. About, I don't think you could walk to the beach in 20 minutes, but you could drive to the beach in 8 minutes.
Yeah.
And we got $210 a square foot.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
It's pretty good.
200.
Well, that's renovated.
180,
But that's fully renovated.
Yeah,
that
that's
was a fully renovated, 2 new kitchen. I mean, it was a duplex, 2 kitchens,
New bathroom,
3
new
bathrooms,
water.
everything brand new, all the electric upgrades, everything. $210 a square foot. So that's probably a pretty fair comp for Aguadilla area.
Yeah, 400,000. Yeah, see.
Any more questions, McKenna, there?
Would you say something that would saying something like 15 plus years be acceptable, or is that duration unheard of on the island? There's no rules, man. That's a very long time, but
Okay,
for the
it's
right
a long
deal,
time. It is a long time, but we're literally buying something hopefully soon where the person did a seller finance deal and they got 15 years worth of 0% or 3% interest accepted. So I've heard of 15 years. I've heard of 20. I've even heard of 30 seller finance. It's not common at all, but it's okay. It's usually if you're selling, you'd want less than 10. That's what I've seen.
If I'm selling, I wouldn't want to do 15 years because that's just a long time, and I'd be old by the time I got paid off. But
What I would say is you want, again, it comes back to if I'm buying, I first am going to do the best deal for me first.
Yep.
Because that's always going to get thrown back to you and say, I can't do this, or that.
Yep.
Okay, I can adjust here, but not here.
Yep.
So doing 15 years plus, should we where you want to start?
and I want to say as a seller, if I could sell a property and let's say I get 12% interest and you want to give me 15 years at 12% interest,
Here you go.
sign my ass up. Hell yeah. I would do that in that case, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
if it's a low interest rate, no, I'm not going to want to hang out for 15 years. But you give me a high enough interest rate,
Hey,
sure.
I just found someone who they literally buy stuff that needs repairs and they sell as is with all the repairs that he needs. Seller finance for 20%, 15% interest for 10 years. You saw it, right?
No,
But I've heard of this. So I've heard of people doing so they'll buy the distressed stuff and they'll go to people who won't qualify for a bank.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll buy cash and then they'll put them in these loans where still they do well.
Remember the shitty little house in Carolina?
Yeah, I know.
That's what you did. Right?
That's what we did. We sold it to someone who did exactly that.
Because
Didn't I feel like a big dummy? Like we couldn't sell the damn house. He bought it and then he sold it.
No way.
Yeah, and he sold it on a seller finance. And like Adon said, he was getting like 20% on his money.
Oh,
And I sold it cash. We ended up giving that house away for like 65 grand or something like that. And then they sold it for 90,000, but with like a 20% interest rate amortized over 10 years or something.
You did that.
Jeez.
I went and looked at it the other day.
That's highway robbery.
Oh, there's
I
someone
would
living in
say-
it. Yeah.
I would say this too. I like having notes. I like owning debt. So what you were saying, Dad, 15 years at 12%, that is in line with how I want to run my business. And I think there are a lot of people that would do that.
Yeah.
But getting 12 years of 0% interest, that was very extraordinary. That's not normal.
Right.
But
we
that's
got it.
normal for
So
people
it
that
does
know how to
happen.
negotiate these deals, right?
Yeah.
The people that are always looking for the finders, right? You paid a wholesaler for this deal, right? He went out
Yeah.
and negotiated it for you.
Yeah, we paid him 50 grand.
So look, yeah, like it's not that you can't get it done. It's just not usual.
Then he said that he found me on Tinder and that I pay for his lifestyle.
What?
That's Richard.
You didn't see that
Richard,
video,
Richard.
Don?
You've seen that. You haven't seen the hot tub video? You saw
No.
my hot tub
And then
response
he
video,
did
right?
a hot tub.
Don, I'm going to pull it up.
Gosh. Yeah, play Richard's video.
Play Richard's
It's awesome.
video.
And then play my response video. You guys, we'll stay late because we're going to play videos. It's going to make me laugh.
Yep. We'll stay late just for the memes.
We'll stay 5 more minutes.
We can play both videos in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
They're 1 minute.
1 minute videos. Yeah.
I just got to look for him. Man, he posts all the time.
He posts a lot. Richard, he posts.
Yeah, that guy is
He's on.
is crazy.
Yeah.
Nope. He also posts a lot from his hot tub, huh?
Yeah.
Here.
He always talks about how he had to get a crane and go and put it in his house.
Yep. Flew it in with the helicopter.
Flew it in with the helicopter.
I've got it here.
Here, McKenna. I
In
just texted
Portland.
it to you. Richard's
I
video.
He
found
lives
it.
in Oregon. Yeah, Portland, Oregon.
He lives next to Phil Knight.
He's a trailblazer.
It would be funny if he shows up. Phil Knight.
Let's see. Sharing my screen, everybody.
Have you seen LeBron play?
What?
LeBron?
LeBron James?
Yeah.
Isn't he
Have I
He's
seen-
retiring.
Okay.
Have you seen him play?
Yeah.
Okay.
lately?
No, anytime in your lifetime. I have never seen him play.
As many times as he
He played in my
would come to town when I had season tickets, I would definitely go.
I got.
He's not like Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan was playing, I went to
Oh,
see
of
that
course,
guy
of course.
play
Of course.
no matter where it was,
He's
no matter
washed
where I
now,
was.
but I
All right,
still
can you
wanna
guys hear
go.
this?
Large amounts of money out of older men. I've been running ads on Grinder for. I don't want to say that I found the older men that I'm about to point to on Grinder. I didn't find them on Grinder, but this is a great example of what I do for work. This
What a handsome dude that guy is. Look at that guy. Holy shit.
this gentleman paid me $70,000. This gentleman paid me $40,000, and this gentleman
Yeah,
paid
even
me
keep
$25,000. You can DM them right now and ask them. They will say yes. Honestly, that's just the tip of the iceberg. These are some of the checks that older men have sent me over the past. I don't know. I couldn't even begin to post what they have sent me, but look what it's afforded me. Look at this. I had my hot tub airlifted by helicopter off of checks that older men sent me. You just have to give them what they want. Do you know what older men want? Okay. Whoa. There's two types of older men. Some older men want properties that may be listed for $100,000 for like $60,000, and they'll pay you a finder's fee, like anywhere between like $5,000 and $10,000 if you can do that. And that's one of the easier ticket items to get for an older man. But extremely powerful and wealthy older men, they desire something different. You see, they don't just want a discount on the price of a property. They don't really care about the price of a property. They care about the terms within, because there's financing associated with buying properties, right? So let's say you got a 100K house. You're typically paying like $20,000 down at 7% interest, right? If it's an investment loan. What if What if you had a seller who couldn't sell their house? It was sitting on market for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of days. And you're like, hey, I'll give you your asking price, 100K, but I want to put 10K down at 3% interest. It's not so much that you've gotten a discount on the price, it's that you've gotten a discount on the interest rate and the down payment. So I usually like to come in with 2 offers for an older man. You might have, because the $40,000 checks, $70,000 checks, they're in the big boys like this or this. So I might call somebody like that and say, hey, you know, I can see you're looking for $2 million. I got pre-approved at 1.5. We could do 1.5 million. And remember, I'm not the buyer, guys. I started doing this $45,000 in
Now
debt.
here's
Older men dug me out of that debt. I'm simply the deal finder. And then if they're like, hey, well, I don't, you know, we can't do the 1.5 million. That's way too low. I'll say, okay, let's do 2.1 million, $100,000 above.
He's explaining our deal.
Well, I'd like to put down, say, $200,000 because normally the bank would require you to put down 400, and I roughly make them payments that are 40% of their rent. And older men love it when you don't discuss an interest rate. So
that's true. This older guy does.
Common is that the properties that they paid me for, not bought off of me, finder's fees, none of them had interest rates. See, we never discussed that with the seller. That makes sense. 11 to 15,000. I've gotten really good at
So there you go.
And then we've got your response here.
A couple days ago,
Sitting in the hot tub.
made a video from his hot tub where he let the world know that he likes older men to pay for his life, and then he put a picture of me out there. And I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad that he let everybody know that he's helicoptered in his hot tub on my dime. Really, I'm not mad that he let the world know that I've given him $70,000 to perform some services that are pretty valuable to me. That's all true. He did it, and I want to pay him again for it. What I'm mad about is I was thinking about it, and I don't have a hot tub. What the hell am I doing wrong that I don't have a hot tub? So this is my hot tub response for Richard Taylor. So my hot tub, I had to fly on a jet plane. I did fly first class, but I'm here in Iceland. Now, Richard, if you're going to build a real hot tub, we're both going to need to do some more deals. Richard, since you put our secret out to the world, let me finish the story. Guys, Richard found me an incredible multi-unit project in Connecticut, of all places. Now, I buy real estate all over the place, in Florida and Puerto Rico. Never thought I'd be buying something in Connecticut, but Richard found a $2.1 million multifamily, bringing in almost $20,000 a month, and got 0% interest lined up for 12 years. So I jumped on an airplane, flew out to the project. I've got other content on it, and you can go check that out. And we bought that property. It currently brings in about $7,000 a month of net positive cash flow, and I pay down the principal loan at $6,000 a month. And what do you think will happen to the value of that property over the next 12 years? It's probably going to go up. Rents are probably going to rise. And so since Richard put it out there, yeah, I'll buy deals from just about anybody. So if you're a younger guy, younger girl, I don't care. Go find me the deal of a lifetime. Bring it to me. I'll pay you $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 for the pleasure of buying that property that you find for us. And when we make a decision to buy, we buy. Richard! I think we need a waterfall. Let's do some more deals. A couple days.
Pretty good. Hey guys, send that to Richard. I don't think he's seen it yet.
All right. So I don't care if you're a guy or a girl. Go find the deal of a lifetime. I'll buy.
As long as you perform
the services of finding us 0% interest for 12 years on a cash flowing asset that throws off what's $7,000 a month on a $200,000 investment. 7,000, 77.
Sure, those details.
$90,000 a year, almost $88,000 a year on a $200,000 investment. What's that work out to? 40 something percent a year?
Something like that.
It's pretty good.
Pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want deals like these, if you want to be doing deals in Puerto Rico, in Connecticut, anywhere, I just put the link to Apex right here in the chat. Join now. The price is about to go up to $149 a month, but if you join now, you lock in your low price forever. How much is it, Adon?
42% a year.
42% a year. That's pretty dang good. So click this link. Come join Apex. We've got a masterclass this Thursday. or partway through our series of buying, fixing, selling your first house. We just got through funding it. So if you're sitting there thinking, man, I don't have any money, I can't do a project. Well, we just went through a month of teaching people how to go get the money. I don't know what's on the schedule for this week, but we'll have to check. But it's going to be good. I think we're probably going on to how to sell. We've already talked about how to refinance it. We've talked about how to renovate it. Now we need to sell these bad boys. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for spending your Monday night with us. Send that video to Richard. Click the link. Goodbye, everybody.
Good night, everybody. This is Emmanuel, and in just 3 weeks, he found the deal of a lifetime, negotiated an offer, got it accepted, found the EMD from a third party, me, and then found the buyer to sell it. Now, how did he do all of that? He's a member of the Flip Flop Flipper Apex community. And inside of Apex, he was able to find the buyer who's an operator. He was able to find someone who wanted to put up the money, and he's got the deal of a lifetime done, and is going to make $40,000 on his very first deal. So if that sounds good to you, and you want to be like Emmanuel, comment Apex, and I'll send you the link.